My daughter invited her nightmare grandparents to my wife's birthday party, and she was shocked by the reality. So I deleted all her social media and called her a spoiled brat. My wife's parents are terrible, completely abused her until she moved out at 18. My wife has always tried to be a good mother and break the abusive cycle. We both have good jobs, they want nothing and we tried not to spoil. They have chores, know their manners and are good kids in school. So my daughter came home one day and asked us to go visit her grandparents' house. We said because we thought she met my parents, but no, she met my wife immediately said, no. Then I backed her and said they would have no part in their lives. She said I was overreacting and that she deserved to meet all her grandparents and we were being selfish. My wife was diagnosed with PTSD and still sees a therapist due to all the bullshit that she went through. It really annoyed me, and I sent her to a room. I talked to my wife and said that I should tell her what happened. So she understands why we are saying no, that her parents aren't good people. My wife was reluctant but agreed as long as she didn't have to be there. So she wasn't triggered. I went to my daughter's room the next day. And I talked to her. I said, I understand you were upset, but we are not saying no, just to say, no, there is a lot you do not understand. But I'm going to explain it so that maybe you understand more. Her mom's parents were abusive. She was humiliated, daily, screamed, and terrorized. Since she was 6 years old, every moment in holiday was ruined by fear. And she almost died on Thanksgiving Day due to her stepfather. Your mom and her sister still suffer from the trauma. And we will never have a relationship with them. And I hope that she understands now something along the lines of that. I told her and thought she understood. Anyway, it was my wife's birthday a week ago. And she doesn't like celebrating honestly, but does it for us? It was actually a really great day. My wife's sister are 2 other children in my whole family where they're celebrating at our house at around 7 o'clock at night, a knock at my door, and my daughter went to answer the door. We figured it was a friend of hers, but when she came right back into the living room, it was my crappy mother-in-law and father-in-law. My wife and her sister were both frozen, and they came in like they fucking own the place trying to be buddy. My wife asked them in a timid voice and said, "What are you doing here?" They said our granddaughter invited us. She then tried to speak up more and tell them they needed to go. But I got up and went between my wife and them and said, "Leave, they are unwanted here." My daughter really stood up for them and said that she talked to them and that mom just exaggerated what happened. That they were good parents.